Superman 2, like, to be fair, they were filming both those movies at the same time. So,
Mm.
but I mean,
Yeah, they're
just,
pretty similar in some respects, but
yeah, in that sense. But I mean, just also the
not
fact of
story
like,
wise. But look,
yeah, but I mean, also there's like the fact of like, okay, the Superman 2 had a lot more action than the first one did. Like, the first one I thought, did really good introducing the character. And like,
yeah.
you don't even think about it, but he didn't even throw a fucking punch in that movie.
Oh, he didn't.
He didn't.
Wow. Yeah, no, I never thought of that.
So, so yeah, like he doesn't throw a single punch in the first Superman movie, but you're like, man, if he gets pissed off enough and he throws a punch, man, like shit's going down. And like, I mean, the classic fucking lines from it, like, Zod, would you like to step outside? Just that whole thing. Come, son of Jor-El, kneel before Zod. Like, it's to me, it's a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah, I could see that too.
and then like just like the ultimate thing of like, Superman just saying like, look, I want to be with Lois Lane. I have to give up my powers to do that. Okay, like I will gladly give up, all of these powers that make me extraordinary just to be with you.
Mm.
And then ultimately comes to realize like, well, shit, I need these because the world is fucked if I don't have them. So,
It kind of humanizes him in a way because it's like you can relate to that sort of conflict. I mean, not in the sense that you can't relate to having to give up powers, but you can relate to having to sacrifice.
yeah. I mean, that's a yeah, excellent, man. It's a complete excellent metaphor for like, just making a sacrifice and then just realizing like, okay, shit, I made the wrong fucking choice here.
Mm.
And yeah, okay, the super kiss was stupid. He kisses her, she forgets everything. And it's like, well, and Kevin Smith did kind of bring up a good point. It's just like, nine months later, there's Lois with a kid, and it's like, did you rape me, Superman? Like, oh shit.
Seriously, that is a good point.
It is a good point, man. But it still like it doesn't like it doesn't take away from that movie for me. Like,
No, I mean he's just taking the piss out of it anyway, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean,
Because
it's
honestly, if you think hard enough about any movie, you could do that for virtually every movie,
oh, dude,
you
there's a whole
know.
YouTube channel like dedicated to that. If you go watch like Cinema Sins, fucking go nuts.
Yeah, well, yeah, that, but like also like the unseen consequences of movies, like, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, man,
Like I think there
those
was one about like a dog that gets left behind in Up or something like that that they fail to mention like what happens after
dude,
the
I never
fact.
saw
Like
that movie.
this,
Fucking spoilers, Jesus.
you never saw Up?
No,
Well, I mean, I don't know that that's the I could be thinking of the wrong movie first of all, but yeah, there was something like that where like a dog gets left behind in some like animated like Disney or Pixar flick.
oh man,
Anyway, I don't know why that came to mind.
God, you don't fuck with the dog, man.
Don't, man.
No.
What did the dog do?
The
And I said dog do.
dog's just being a lovable little idiot. Look at him. Like
Man.
I would honestly, dude, I'm willing to bet like dollars to donuts. You've seen like an animated movie or something like that with a dog, and you're just like, at one point you're just like, huh, that's Andy. Look at him.
No, no, not really. I mean, the one thing I'll say about dogs is I used to have like a very strong aversion to dogs. Like I used to like outright not like them because I had like a dream at one point when I was a kid where a dog bit me. Like I was playing the snow or whatever, and some dog like jumped out and bit me or whatever the fuck, and it terrified me. Scared me of dogs had me scared of dogs for the longest time. And over time, I got less and less, ambivalent towards them to the point where I was like, all right, they're all right, but fuck dogs. And then eventually I shed that, and I was like, I kind of like dogs. And then finally, it was like, I attribute it mostly to Liz's brother and his wife getting a dog. They got a pug named Peach, and spending time with that dog, honestly, like, I mean, like there's nothing in particularly amazing about this one particular dog, but I think just the more you spend time with something, like you get more used to being around it, and so like spending time with Peach is sort of like okay, I can really enjoy this. And comparing it to like spending time with the cat, it's like, okay, yeah, this is equally as like it really changed my perspective to the point where I was like, even just now, like Liz and I went for a walk, and I was like, it'd be kind of nice to have a dog, like to bring a dog on a walk, and that's something I would never have said like 10 years ago that I would want a dog, like never, never at all. But nowadays, I'd be like, man, it would be kind of cool to have a dog. But we wouldn't get one simply because, like, where we are in an apartment, I just don't feel like it would be fair, and we don't really have the time really to really walk the dog. So like, it wouldn't be fair to the dog for us to own a dog right now. If
Yeah,
things were different, like if I, were self-employed or something, and I could walk the dog and take care of it like whenever, then maybe I'd think about it. But as it is right now, it just would not be fair to the animal, and that's really more important. It would be, I'd love to have the pet, but like that's not what it's all about. It's all about taking care of the animal, not just
yeah.
having something in your house.
And like I've had this kind of debate with people before, of like, what do you prefer, cats or dogs better? I'm like, fucking dogs easily, man.
Yeah, yeah, you do seem to be more of a dog person than a cat person. I know you have had both, obviously,
Yeah,
but
I've
you
had
seem to have had. Actually, I guess no, you've had about. Well, no, you have had more dogs or more cats.
no, actually, it's equal.
Is it equal?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I had two cats. I still have one of them around, and I had two dogs.
Yeah. Okay. For some reason, I thought you had other dogs besides Ashley and Oliver.
Nope, no, just
Huh.
Ashley and Oliver. But yeah, I miss that little guy. But like, the big thing for me is like, oh, come on, cats are easy to take care of. You just feed them, and they leave you alone. It's like, well, yeah, like that's all great and everything, but like,
But that's also kind of a problem too.
but no, here's my thing. Like, let's say you're having the worst fucking day in the world and whatnot. You really think your cat's gonna come up to you and just go, "Hey, buddy, I missed you. Where have you been? Come on, let's go hang out, man. Let's go watch Shazam." No.
It depends on the cat, because like our cat, honestly, like he greets us when we come home, and honestly, like if I'm by myself and Liz is out, like there are many times where like she leaves and he'll go to the door and he'll meow and like whine for her, and she tells me he does the same for me, and he doesn't do it all the time, but every once in a while he'll be like, "Fuck, come back," and then you come back and he's like, "Oh my God, where have you been?" And he'll come up and like be all about you and shit. So like, but then again, Lebowski is kind of dog-like in a lot of ways, and I think some cats are like, I don't know, but yeah, for the most part, dogs are definitely going to be the more like affectionate animals, whereas cats are more like there's the saying like you don't own cats, they own you.
Yep.
That's very true. Or there's the saying like if you want a roommate, get a cat. If you want like the equivalent of a child, get a dog. Because a
Yeah.
dog does require more work, but you will have a little bit more of a bond with it because of the time that you put in with it and shit. So
Yeah, but I mean, for me, man, it's like, you have that just that day where you're just like, you know what, fuck people. I'm just rooting for that fucking meteor. Just come down, strike the earth. We're all gone. Thank you very much. Um, I remember I would come home and like either one of the dogs that would like greet me at the door and whatnot, like tails wagging, like, "Hey, buddy, I missed you. I missed you. Where you been? Come on, let's go hang out."
hmm.
And like, dude, just like the feeling that you get from seeing that, from like feeling that emotion from a dog, like you give him a hug and whatnot, like
Yeah.
there is nothing a cat can do that can top that shit.
Not really, because
No.
like, well, I mean, again, I guess it depends on the cat, but like for the most part, most cats are going to be like, "Cool, you're home, feed me,"
Yeah.
and then fuck off. That's just how they are. Like, cool, like,
Like,
suit, give me what I want and then go away.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, like a dog like genuinely fucking loves you, genuinely misses you, like cries for you. Like
Yeah.
that fucking that to me means more than anything that a fucking cat could ever fucking do.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think it depends on the cat because our cat is pretty loving, but and some cats are, some cats are. It depends on like the species too, because like, like ragdoll cats or fucking what's it called, Maine Coon cats, I think are the more like affectionate of the breeds of cats, whereas most other cats, for the most part, especially I think like Siamese cats, maybe I got that wrong, but if I understand correctly, like Siamese cats are among the more hostile cats, where they're like, no, you feed me, you go away, you are my slave, basically. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's you want to look at cats and like in that sense of just go like, where's the anger coming from? Like, who hurt you?
Yeah, seriously,
Who
who
pushed
touched
you off the table?
you? Well, if a cat ever pisses you off, you could always do what my dad calls begawking the cat, which is wait for it to fall asleep and then just, sneak up behind it and act like a chicken really loudly. Begawk! Scares the shit out of them.
Nah, man. See,
And it's, and it's
that's just mean.
hilarious to see a cat be scared by a chicken.
That's just mean, man. Fucking don't do that shit.
No, it is mean, but yeah, but it is.
Just don't do that.
It's funny how many things like you hear about like growing up that people do or have done to cats or animals, and you're like in hindsight you're like, wow, that was really shitty. Like the whole like paper bag trick with cats where you put a paper bag on the ground and you flick the back of it until they run in and then you pick the bag up.
No, never did that, man. I would just let them run inside the fucking bag and just like start tapping all around the bag, just confuse the fuck out of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, anyways, what we're saying is dogs are better.
You're saying that. I just like animals in general, man. I've had like hamsters. I've had just about. I mean, I haven't had, but I would have just about any animal. The only thing I wouldn't really go for is like snakes or reptiles for the most part, just because like those feel like more like you watch them. That's sort of like along fish territory. Like I enjoy fish kind of, but at the same time, like it's basically just you watch them. You don't really get to interact. Or like a turtle. Like a turtle, like, you can at least take out and pet, kind of, but like you can't pet a fucking fish.
Yeah, I think we can definitely agree on one thing. Fuck fish.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess there's something. If you can't have anything and that's all you can have, I guess it's better than nothing. But
Oh no, dude. My experience with fish, fuck them in the neck, or wherever they would have a neck on their anatomy.
in
But
the guppy, in the gill, fuck them in the gill.
yeah, fuck them in the gills. But no, like I had a while back, like I bought a fish tank at like one of those like PetSmart places and whatnot because they were doing a sale. Like, the size of the like however many gallons of water tank it is, like that's how much you pay in dollars. Like,
Oh yeah,
10 gallon tank, you pay $10 for it. I'm like, all
yeah.
right, perfect, man. I can get a 10 gallon tank. It'll be fucking good. Little starter tank. Went out, got like the filter, got like the cleaning chemicals for it. I would clean the tank out once a week. I ended up getting like 4 fish to start off with. I got the fish food. I'm like, this is great. This is fucking great. Um,
What kind of fish were it? Like guppies or
they were just like
tetras or something?
generic fucking fish that you would get at like Walmart. They were like specific types, but I don't remember like specifically what they were.
Right on.
Um, but yeah, like, and like I didn't even think about it at the time, but afterwards I was like, oh shit, I fucked up. Um, like I didn't know which ones were male, which ones were female. I'm just thinking like, okay, they're all like whatever they're gonna be. That's fine, whatever. But like anytime I would clean the tank, I would see this little like speck like swimming around. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I would look, it's a little fucking like little baby fish, like fresh out of the egg and whatnot. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. And like once a week, I would find more and more of them. I'm like screaming at the tank, like, stop fucking!
There's not enough room for you all.
No, like just stop.
But then they'll like eat the babies and shit.
Yeah,
That's why I
like
usually gotta like separate them out.
no, I fucking left them in there because like I didn't really know better. But
You're like survival of the fittest.
yeah, that's it. Fucking welcome to Thunderdome,
Fucking
bitches.
Hunger Games in there.
Welcome to the Water Dome, bitches. 2 fish enter, 1 swims away. Um, but yeah, man, like it was just like once a week, I was just finding more and more of these baby fish, and eventually, I was just like, you know what, I can't fucking do this, man. Like, like at one point, like I just like, all right, you know what, let me try and do something a little bit nice for them. I got them like, a little cave to go swim around in. I bought like some of those like fake plants and whatnot. I washed it off first, and then I fucking put it in the tank. I wake up the next morning, one of the fish is fucking dead in the plant. As it was like trying to swim like in between it and whatnot and got stuck.
Oh my
I'm
god.
like, oh, you're. I should just feed you to the cat.
You have failed your species.
Yeah, like this is why nobody likes fish.
You are the Bruce of fish.
Even worse, you're the meat of fish. I had such low hopes for you when you fucking cleared that bar.
Oh man. I used to have like tetras and guppies and shit like that, but it's just one of those things. It's sort of like having hamsters where like the work isn't really worth the level of interaction that you get to have.
No.
It's just I mean a cat's way more expensive, but I get to interact with that a hell of a lot more than I could a fish or whatever, a hamster. Although we used to have hamsters at the same time that we had Lebowski, and that was always entertaining to put the hamsters in the ball because Lebowski would be like, "Oh shit,
Yeah, it's like mealtime, and then the fucking, then the hamster's just like, why are you
hold
doing
on!"
this?
Yeah, it's like torture for the fucking hamster.
Yeah, like, why are you doing this? Like, he breaks this thing open, I'm dead.
But I mean, it was cool. We never had any incidents with it.